I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Domm Holland, who's going to share a video. Unfortunately, he's not been able to be live, but you know he's sent a really amazing video, which I'm sure you guys will enjoy. It's really to talk about how to reduce cart abandonment with a headless checkout. So he's the co-founder and CEO of Fast. We also have Michael Schirrmacher, who is gonna be, hold a Q&A at the end with me. So, please enjoy the video. And if there's any questions, feel free to use the chat. I think it helps us to get a bit of a rapport. So, this is going to be an exciting talk. So here we go. Over to the production team to play the video.
Hi, I'm Domm. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Fast, the one-click checkout for the whole internet with no passwords. I'm thrilled to be speaking with you today at the Meet Magento 2021 conference. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to talk to you today about a new trend, a new technology, headless checkout, and how it reduces cart abandonment and increases conversion for online merchants in a new era of digital transformation post-COVID. We've had a roller coaster turn of events in the past year. In 2020, traditional consumer habits were disrupted and shopping online became the default way to buy. Retailers were swarmed by online consumers. According to a Magento report, digital sales for 2020 were boosted by $183 billion, up 42% from 2019. Just a few years ago, it would have been hard to envision a merchant environment where over 1/3 of retailers sell the majority of their products and services online. This fundamental change in how consumers buy accelerated digital transformation in commerce. Many Magento merchants added new online stores, added new technologies, and tested new strategies. They fully embraced online commerce. One key challenge of the online commerce world is low conversion rates. According to conventional digital marketing thinking, an effective commerce journey means driving consumers to an e-commerce site and then getting them to convert on a purchase. However, the average e-commerce site converts only around 2 to 4% of total visits. In order to grow revenue, e-commerce merchants need to figure out how to monetize the rest of the shopping funnel, shortening the path from the moment of inspiration to the moment of purchase completion. Another key challenge for online merchants is high cart abandonment. In the e-commerce space, it's no secret that online merchants lose billions of dollars a year, or by some reports, nearly $1 trillion a year in sales as a result of shoppers abandoning their carts. Most estimates peg online shopping cart abandonment at more than 70%. Checkout is obviously a major pain point in that process. To give you an idea of how broken the system is, imagine if you're in the grocery store. 10 people in line, 7 people in front of you all leave their shopping trolley there, blocking the aisle, purely because they couldn't be bothered filling out a page of forms to check out. It would be absolutely absurd. But that's exactly what's happening online. Frustratingly poor online checkout experiences have become all too common. The damage isn't just done on the merchant's bottom line sales. Consumers are walking away with a negative perception of the company. Merchants need to build online experiences that meet the expectations of their customers, and they need to act now. One new innovation optimizing online checkout experiences is headless checkout. What does it mean? Well, it's not to be confused with headless commerce. Headless checkout decouples the purchases and payments experience from online stores and enables customers to make purchases from virtually anywhere. Today, when a potential customer discovers a product in an article or on social media, they are redirected to the merchant's website and sent down an all too common and cumbersome path to make a purchase. With headless checkout, consumers are able to convert with one click wherever they encounter a product. Think social commerce, but for any venue on the web. In practice, this means that consumers can make purchases directly from a publisher's review page, or a retailer's email, or a remarketing email, or a cart abandonment email. They can make purchases from sponsored articles and through other digital avenues. If a consumer wants a product, they can purchase it on the spot. There's no extended path to purchase and no chance for cart abandonment where the consumer navigates to a brand's website and then finds out they need to create an account. No redirects, no phone numbers to call, one click and it's done. Think about it this way. Headless checkout is the reverse of inbound marketing. Inbound marketing has been a driving force of growth over the past decade, and it still has a role. But the traditional path is sellers send emails, write blog posts, partner with affiliate platforms, run display ads, and so forth, all to drive traffic back to the same website in an effort to drive a conversion. Headless checkout enables sellers to facilitate sales and convert customers at the moment they are inspired to buy. Instead of pushing content towards shoppers in hopes of making them come to your website, Headless Checkout makes every customer touchpoint a potential opportunity to buy in as little as one click. Basically, every marketing channel becomes a transactable channel. Let's quickly walk through a number of Headless Checkout opportunities that can be unlocked with your Magento site. Email is a perfect example. On average, every $1 invested in email marketing results in $42 of revenue. Email marketing is already the highest return on investment marketing channel available today. Imagine instead of leveraging email as a tool to send consumers back to your e-commerce site that converts at 2 to 4%, you could facilitate transactions in as little as one click directly from the email. This is precisely what Headless Checkout unlocks for merchants, the ability to send an email and ring the cash register. Headless Checkout works best when combined with rich personalization data captured by your Magento sites. If you combine powerful first-party data on the consumers, you would be able to send targeted emails to the right consumers with the right product recommendations at the right moment. With Headless Checkout, you'll be able to convert sales directly from the emails in one click. Similar to email, blog posts are commonly used marketing tactics by merchants. Merchants frequently leverage blog posts to communicate announcements, including new product launches or sales, as well as educate consumers on products and their various use cases. Instead of strictly sending links back to the site to purchase, Headless Checkout enables shoppers to buy without ever leaving the blog content and completing sales directly within the article. Outside of proprietary channels like email and blog posts, virtually every decent merchant has an affiliate marketing platform partner. Most e-commerce merchants build awareness for themselves by aligning their products with publishers that have audiences in their customer base. Publishers can educate the audience on a new product reviews for someone far along in the consideration process, and provide third-party validation of an upcoming purchase. Publishers have a profound impact on the shopping experience. Headless Checkout revolutionizes affiliate marketing by enabling shoppers to complete purchases from the article itself or the content itself and never have to leave the publisher's site. Similarly, display ads is a commonly used marketing channel by merchants. The holy grail of advertising has always been to serve the right ad to the right consumer at the right time. The holy grail gets even better with Headless Checkout. Now sellers can serve the right ad to the right consumer at the right time and drive a sale in as little as one click. Like email, display ads will be the most effective when combined with first-party data acquired through your Magento site. Retargeting platforms such as Criteo, Nextroll, or RTB House will be able to serve the right ad to the right user at the right time, but the real magic gets unlocked when their technology is combined with a headless checkout vendor like Fast. Just last week, the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup, which is the championship for the National Hockey League back here in the States. During the championship match, the Lightning used Fast's QR codes on the Jumbotron big screen to sell teams merchandise. Hundreds of pieces of merchandise were sold in the one game. In stadiums, through a quick scan of the QR code on the big screens. Headless Checkout unlocks so many commerce opportunity in stadiums. As the world opens back up, imagine going to a concert with long lines to buy merchandise. Instead of waiting around and hauling the item around all night, you could scan a QR code from the back of the line or the seat directly. With Headless Checkout, merchants will be able to drive sales from a QR code scan. The QR code can be on the big screen at a stadium or on a TV screen. Imagine watching an infomercial. A QR code can be an effective call to action that completes a transaction in one scan. Or imagine yourself watching a popular TV show like Love Island. Instead of having to Google who makes this dress, who makes those sunglasses, you can simply scan the QR code on TV. The scan of the QR code would open a carousel of products that the shopper can choose from. Select size, color, and one click to buy. Headless Checkout also has broad implications for the CPG industry. Pre-COVID, I was at a dinner party with my wife. She was using the washroom and really liked our friend's hand soap. Imagine if she could have just scanned a QR code on the soap and had it shipped to our house. Instead, she had to jump through the loop of writing down the name of the brand of the soap, remembering that she wrote it down the next day, Going home, searching Google or Amazon. If Google or Amazon doesn't recognize a product, they will show your competitors' products alongside it. Anyone who's paying a high CPC for that term. Then she has to browse the site. Then she has to find the product on site. Then she has to purchase it. And this is a consumer with very high purchasing intent. By placing QR codes directly on products, merchants can connect directly with consumers and facilitate transactions the moment they are inspired to buy. Headless Checkout is a breakthrough innovation for e-commerce sellers. The journey from product page to checkout can be a minefield for businesses. With Headless Checkout, sellers can tap into a whole new revenue stream. In addition to physical, web, and mobile presence, businesses can place their merchandise in front of consumers and allow them to purchase on the spot. If a business already spends money on advertising, they're halfway there. Headless Checkout allows businesses to promote their items through traditional digital advertising and include payment buttons, include checkout buttons. By embracing this new approach to sales, products can be shared immediately and immediately purchased through digital advertising, blog posts, affiliate marketing, email, microsites, and other methods. This isn't science fiction. This is fast, headless checkout. Headless Checkout is also a game changer for content creators. It flips inbound marketing on its head. Headless Checkout enables content creators to think beyond using just emails, affiliate marketing, microsites, and other forms of advertising to simply drive traffic to their websites, where so many sales never get completed. Instead, they can focus on the most important aspect of their job, producing content. Doing so is much easier if a buyer can make a purchase when they first see the product and while they're still inspired to buy. With Headless Checkout, those payment buttons are integrated with the products being promoted across the web. That feature allows buyers to complete orders quickly, sometimes in just a matter of seconds, without having to actually be on the seller's e-commerce website, but with the transaction completed just as if they were. Publishers can play an important role in the Headless Checkout revolution too. For the past 20 years, publishers have been limited to the affiliate marketing model, but no more. Fast's Headless Checkout revolutionizes the online shopping experience by removing redirects and allowing customers to complete purchases without ever leaving the publisher's site. One click, one on-site checkout unlocks a whole world of commerce and revenue opportunities for publishers. And I know that sounds wild, but hear me out. Currently, publishers generate content about products and link to a seller's property for the shopper to buy. Only if the shopper completes a transaction off-site does the publisher get paid. Meaning publishers send millions and millions of shoppers off their properties without compensation. And now they're not even earning money on those eyeballs still being on the publisher's site. Publishers now with Fast Headless Checkout get to keep shoppers on site longer, to sell additional products to, or show additional ads. And sellers benefit from crystal clear attribution as to which marketing channel was responsible for the sale. Forward-thinking social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook are already pioneering social commerce. They are allowing shoppers to complete purchases on the platform instead of clicking on an ad on Instagram and jumping through numerous checkout hurdles to make a purchase. Instagram makes it easy for consumers to check out without ever leaving the app. Consumers can now make purchases directly from the point of inspiration on Instagram and Facebook. Their payment card and shipping information are stored in-app, which accelerates the checkout process. Instead of allowing this new wave of commerce to live exclusively within the walled gardens of Facebook and Instagram, though, publishers need to participate in the fast headless checkout movement, and the time to participate is right now. Headless checkout is a clear win for buyers, sellers, creators, and publishers. At Fast, we've made a name for ourselves with Fast Checkout, our one-click checkout button that we integrate into businesses, product detail pages, and checkout pages. Now we're taking the next step by making the Fast Checkout button available as a headless checkout feature wherever businesses promote their products. Headless checkout is a revolutionary new way of selling online. Meet your customers exactly where they are. Update your market and products and overall business. Fast headless checkout won't endanger a website. There will always be customers who head directly to your site to make a purchase in one click using Fast Checkout from your site. Instead, Fast Headless Checkout democratizes the purchasing experience and helps you make sales when your customers aren't on your site and for the people who would never visit your site. Thanks so much for the time today. If you want to learn more about Fast Headless Checkout, visit us at the virtual booth at the event. I'll hand it over to Michael, Fast VP of the UK, to answer your questions.
Thanks a lot for that Tom. Very insightful talk, which has been pretty, thought-provoking. I know everyone seems to be wanting to shop socially now. So I'm going to bring on Michael, who's here to take on a few questions. I've had a few questions coming directly to me, so let me just pull those up and we can see how we can go through this. So welcome, Michael. Thanks for attending Meet Magento. I know it's been a bit last minute. And so yeah, one of the things that's come through was how does consumers or businesses get started using FAST,
Yeah, great question. And look, great to be here, Janak. I think that the good news is, as you've seen, this is definitely game-changing technology. I think the market's been ready for one-click checkout for some time, and obviously the headless aspect of that just brings it straight into the Generation Z world. But getting started on FAST, fortunately, is very straightforward. Of course, as you might imagine, being here at this conference, we have great relationships with all of the major e-commerce providers. We have great commercials where we're matching existing rates. And what I would stress is using FAST is very straightforward. You don't need to replace your PSP or your current process or anything like that. So the good news is, if you're interested, come speak to me or my team, and we can tell you how straightforward that actually is.
Yeah, that's interesting you mentioned. So you don't really need to change the PSP, right? So you can add it on as a service.
Exactly right. What Domm didn't say in the presentation is actually our main investor. We're very fortunate. We've had huge investment in the company as we've launched, but our main investor is actually Stripe. And so Stripe handle all of our processing and our fraud and all of that stuff. So we're sat on a very, very safe pair of hands. But the good news is, if you use Adyen or you use Stripe already, or you use Braintree or any other processor, FAST just sits alongside that. So actually there's no cumbersome project to replace anything. We're just an additive.
Yeah. Your focus being really around headless, which has been, a thing that we're seeing a big shift in generally, us as an agency, probably PWA, thought forward thinking, and, that's all we're currently building. So can you let me know, like, what are the limitations when you're talking about headless checkout? Are there any limitations?
Yeah, great question. It would be remiss of me to say, look, there aren't any, but I think the limitations are really going to be contained by where your digital properties begin and end, what relationships you might have as a brand or a retailer with other publishers. And I think, look, being frank, as Domm explained in the conversation, as long as we can put the FAST button on a piece of content, wherever that content may be. Okay, so a big one is basket abandonment emails. That's going to be huge. Being able to buy the item that you abandoned for whatever good reason without having to go back to the retailer site. That's going to be a big one. The publishing side is going to be huge too. We're deep in conversations with the major publishers, Condé Nast, Hearst, and the like. And I think honestly, Janak, the only limitation is where people feel comfortable actually making that purchase. And you saw some examples where we've done some quite off-the-wall things, and it's quite early on. So the QR codes at sporting events is looking like it could really take off in the States. We're already having some conversations with some big sports clubs over here, Premier League and the like. So there's some really, really interesting use cases, and certainly I will be sharing those with you guys as soon as we get them live and more of them going.
Yeah, I see all the marketeers in the room probably rubbing their hands, because from what I took away from that talk, it seems like attributing your budgets and getting direct relationships to saying, well, the cost of sale because of this promotion is really linked to this campaign we did, right? So
exactly. Yeah. And I think this has actually been one of the most pleasing aspects for us as we've started to educate the market on what's possible. Firstly, one-click checkout. I think everyone understands from using buy with one click with Amazon. Everyone understands how that can drive your conversion rates, which is great. But I think when the marketing teams really understand, well, we can actually make our campaigns shoppable in a way that they previously weren't shoppable, in places that weren't shoppable as well. And of course, that can have an enormously positive impact on your ROAS and your ad spend and all of the things that marketeers and agencies are really tightly qualified on. So it's really quite game changing when you think about the possibilities of what we can do.
Yeah. And I guess a question from myself is, in terms of the integration with Magento specifically, does it pull in the product information, the price, the data, and loops back into the whole purchase journey? So that
that's exactly right. So the integration is a little bit deeper than a typical payment method, but with good reason, because we want to understand things at a SKU level. So we're pulling that from Magento. We also would have a relationship with the order management system as well. And the reason really is we're making a much more seamless journey for the consumer, which is going to be faster and simpler. But also, when consumers use Fast, they can actually log into a dashboard which will show all of their purchase history over time. And as you can imagine, as we grow, that's going to be quite a game changer as consumers want to understand what they've bought, where their tracking is, where my stuff is on a broader level, and really bringing an Amazon-like experience to every website that you may shop on as a consumer. So yeah, the sky's the limit, but in terms of the integration with Magento, it's pretty straightforward if you were to compare it to a large scale project that you might have.
Sure. I hope that answers your question, Alice, because I think as I asked the question, she posted it. The other thing I was going to check is this. I guess it's very similar to how the Instagram shopping works, right? With Shopify. Does that show a gap that obviously Magento had, and you guys have filled that by?
Jalak, I think that's a wise observation. I do. I think, look, what Shopify have done really, really well, we all have to sit there and admire it, is they've created a method of buying stuff, if you're a Shopify merchant, that is really, really beneficial to the consumer. And I think in the wide world, what Fast is doing is very akin to that. The benefit, of course, for a Fast user is that we're bringing that ease of use for the consumer to anywhere on the internet, not just Magento customers, it could be absolutely anybody. And so the great thing about our product is the more people that use it, the better it will be. The more people will experience that one click, whether it be on your retail site, an email, or a publishing site, wherever it may be.
Yeah. No, I definitely see a lot of user cases for this, because we often find that you have an e-commerce engine and you have an editorial engine. And obviously, to bridge that gap, everyone puts the editorial out to drive traffic towards the product. But
That's
what
right.
you're saying is, well, you don't need to drive that traffic to the product, but you could just shop it on the editorial. Is that a good
Exactly
paraphrase?
Right. You've paraphrased it perfectly, and I think it. When we talk to prospects and customers, when we see them when that penny drops in their mind, it's actually really, really exciting, because actually you would have your store, but then any other content that you may have out there on the web, and there's some unbelievable content that people are creating. If you can make that shoppable as well, my goodness, obviously more revenue for the merchant, but great experiences for the consumer as well. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Excellent. In terms of what are your plans in Europe? Yeah, I know you looking after the Europe operation. Yes, so maybe a question a bit close to heart.
Yeah, great question. Obviously, that's a personal question for me too. Look, for anyone out there that's heard of us already, hopefully you've seen that we're creating a bit of a splash in e-commerce and fintech. We're very well funded, but for those of us that haven't heard of Fast, this is definitely a global company. We're present today, of course, in North America, and of course here in the UK. We've got a presence down in Australia and New Zealand, but of course, my aim is to grow the European team. We have people in Germany already, over in Amsterdam, in Turkey, and the aim will be to support all of the alternate payment methods globally, and really bring fast and that one-click experience headlessly all over the world. So yeah, we're in a fortunate position and it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty exciting. You know, I think we'll probably need to extend our talk offline to to discuss options on a few of my clients that are thinking about consolidating the checkout and payment methods. So, you know, excited about that. I think we've covered most questions. Let me just quickly have a look at the chat to see if I've not missed anything. No, I haven't. Yeah, no, it's been really good, Michael. And you know, if Domm watches this recording, thank you very much, Domm. And we look forward to seeing a lot more of you guys over the coming weeks and months, and hopefully, you know, the lasting legacy that's going to be created.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, we certainly hope so. And thanks for having us. We've really enjoyed it. You've put together a great event, Janek. So thank you.